here we go. 2 out of 3 falls action. As a man who is no stranger to the reality of wrestling, El Mascara is back at the World Gym Arena. And I still have a suspicion that he might be Scandinavian. But nevertheless, El Mascara, back here at the World Gym. And I'm excited to see him. And here comes his tag team partner, Skyline. A lot of energy from this young man. Has made his name in Mexico, has traveled the world. And now, he finds himself in the World Gym Arena. Look at the athleticism of Skyline. We know that music. The Lone Ranger of the Row, donning his own luchador mask. He is the reality of wrestling champion, Bryan Keith. What a role Bryan Keith has been on in late 2019 going into 2020. We never could have predicted that Bryan Keith would be the reality of wrestling champion, going nearly a half a decade between title reigns in this company, and now he is the #1 guy. Most recently, we saw him team up with the founder of reality of wrestling, Booker T, in an 8-man tag team match. Now he finds himself back in the World Gym in 6-man tag action, except this time, 2 out of 3 falls. Comes an interesting man, Sajibran, actually the first trainer of the youngest reality wrestling champion in history, Gino, the Latin heartthrob. Of course, Gino has great roots going back to Mexico in the lucha libre style. His father, the late great El Sanguinario. Sajibran, his first trainer. Here comes their partner, Estelaris Jr. Estelaris literally meaning stellar in the English language. And if you go look at game tape of this guy, he lives up to his name, an incredible competitor. And there he is. Davino, Gino, one of the faces here in reality of wrestling. Gino won the reality of wrestling championship at the very, very young age of 19. And a sign. You know what Gino likes to do with these signs. And there it goes. Gino tearing up the sides of the fans here at the World Gym Arena. Blowing on that other fans. He cares about no one. He respects no one. He wants one thing. He wants the money. Because once you get the money, then you get the power. Then you get the woman. Gino is one of the best reality wrestling talents that has ever come out of the World Gym. You ask Booker T who is prize pupils. He doesn't talk about the Usos. He doesn't talk about Ember Moon. He doesn't talk about Rex Andrews. The first name that comes out of his mouth is that man right there, Gino Medina. Gino, of course, has had his feuds with El Mascara. He's had his feuds with Bryan Keith. Talk about arrogance personified. And I'm sure his tag team partners share that same trait. Here we are in your main event here at Lucha Libre in Texas City. A 6-man, 2 out of 3 falls match. And El Mascara and Gino look like they might start this out. And here we go. Haven't seen El Mascara in quite some time. In over 27 months since his last appearance in the World Gym Arena. Be interesting to see how he's improved his game. Still as agile as ever, obviously. He's been traveling the world, wrestling all around the great country of Mexico, traveling across seas, wrestling in Spain, Argentina. El Mascara is a world traveler. But Gino is perhaps in the best shape that I have ever seen him in since I've known this man. Gino, oh! Beautiful move right there. Oh! And a big chop. Of course, Gino patterns himself not only after his father, El Sanguinario, not only after his trainer, Booker T, but also after the Texas wrestling legend, Eddie Guerrero, the WWE Hall of Famer. As I'm sure most of the men here tonight do. How could you not love Eddie Guerrero? Oh! And a big kick there by Estelaris Jr. Now Skyline getting involved in the action. Oh! Head scissor takeover. Sending him to the outside of the ring. And Sajibran making his presence known against the reality wrestling champion, Bryan Keith. Sajibran has been wrestling for nearly 2 decades. Oh! He's a well-respected trainer in his home country of Mexico, and actually all across the southern United States. You can see his influence on so many luchadors. And Estelaris tripped up there by El Mascara. And Gino and Bryan Keith mixing it up inside the squared circle. We know these two men are no strangers to one another. And Gino, I'm sure, envies Bryan Keith's current position as top dog here at Reality Wrestling. We might see a rodeo DDT. Wait a minute. Gino not being able to shift his weight. Oh, yes, he does. Gets the pin there. Oh, wait a minute. Well, obviously, Bryan Keith had the foot on the bottom rope, from my vantage point, no less. But unfortunately, there has not been an instant replay rule added to the Texas State Athletic Commission, so we can now review that fall. And Estelaris is taking it to Bryan Keith on the outside, and Gino taking advantage of El Mascara. Oh! Right on the apron. Sajibran is in there with Skyline. Gino out here with Bryan Keith. Estelaris stalking down El Mascara, but now he brings in the steel chair. Just a flat-out brawl going on in this six-man tag team match. 2 out of 3 falls. If Gino, Estelaris, or Sajibran gets another fall, they win the match. Oh my goodness! And right into that chair, Estelaris Jr. goes into La Mascara. Gino and the Reality of Wrestling champion battling on the outside. Gino, though, going right into the turnbuckle. Going right into the post. And that's going to buy him the much-needed time to get back in this match as Estelaris and El Mascara still battling on the outside. Oh! Gino kicking that middle rope. And going low on Bryan Keith, whatever it takes. And now stepping on the fingers of the left hand of the Reality of Wrestling champion and just stomping on him. Gino again. You've heard of Ric Flair, but Gino might be the dirtiest player in today's game. Oh! And a closed right hand fist into the side of the dome of Bryan Keith. Gino utilizing about 4.5 seconds of that 5 count. And El Mascara and Estelaris Jr. still battling out in front of the commentary table. Action back inside the squared circle as Isaac Bouillon overseeing the bout between Bryan Keith and Gino. Now Estelaris back in the ring. Sajibran is back in the ring. And Bryan Keith is to the outside. As these 3 men stand tall once again, El Mascara in the corner. Oh! Shots right to the midsection. Oh! El Mascara able to duck. Beautiful Hurricanrana to Estelaris Jr. Oh, but a super kick from Gino. Skyline from the sky. Bryan Keith. Oh, kick to Sajibran. He might set him up for that side effect cover. Kick out after 2. El Mascara finding a way back in. Much to Estelaris Jr.'s surprise. Beautiful springboard. Catching Estelaris. Up and over though. As soon as El Mascara started to get the upper hand. Now tripping up Estelaris Jr. Beautiful springboard moonsault cover. 1, 2, and a oh my goodness. We've seen El Mascara win many matches here in Reality of Wrestling with that very maneuver. Kick to Estelaris. Beautiful corkscrew moonsault to the outside. Unfortunately, you got to be inside the squared circle to get the 3 count. Skyline. Cover. 1, 2, 3. Bryan Keith, Skyline, and El Mascara get the second fall. 1. Well, Gino going to check on Estelaris Jr., telling him that we need to get back in this Skyline. Bryan Keith getting El Mascara. We're going to have the third and final fall in our main event coming up here on The Reality of Wrestling.
For over 13 years, the King of Solar Screens has been an industry leader, and we proudly use 100% American-made products. Home of the $55 any size, any color solar screen.
Well, what about arches?
$55.
What about circles?
$55.
What about rectangles?
$55.
Any size, any color, install free. The King of Solar Screens, on time, every time.
Now can you dig that, sucker?
And we're back here on The Reality of Wrestling, the third and final fall in our main event of tonight's special show, Lucha Libre in Texas City. Sajibran and Skyline starting off the action in this third and final fall. Beautiful hurricanrana from Skyline. Swing and a miss there. Up and over into the corner. Skyline blocks it. Kick to the jaw. Looks like he spit a tooth out. High risk, high reward. Beautiful hurricanrana at Skyline. Momentum is on his side. Wow, look at that. And he's going up. Oh no, I thought he was going up and over there. Faked everybody out. Sajibran wants no part of the action. Gino steps in with Bryan Keith. And here we go. This Reality of Wrestling rivalry being reignited in our main event. This is a match that might main event Summer of Champions later this year. Bryan Keith looking for that rodeo DDT that won him the Reality Wrestling Championship. Gino had it countered. Big side kick to the dome. Gino's got him up on his shoulders in that fireman's carry position. What is he going to do with him? Oh, right into the top turnbuckle. Gino rolls through, but a super kick from Bryan Keith. El Mascara and Estelaris Jr. Estelaris looking like he's seen a ghost. Oh, these two just trading chops back in the center of the ring. Oh, Estelaris catches him. That might be all. Estelaris going for the pin. Here we go. 1, 2, and a kick out after 2. Skyline, kick to the back. The low spine of Estelaris Jr. Oh my gosh! What was that? That would have been all. A hurricanrana inverted pile driver. And now Gino catching Skyline in that same fireman's carry position. Beautiful. Inverted TKO. 1, 2. Bryan Keith's there to break up the pinfall in what was certain to be a win for Gino and his team in our main event. Oh. 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 Gino felt that one. Oh my goodness. These two men just trading shots. Wait a minute, Gino wants us to get quiet. And and a finger poke to the eyes as Bryan Keith was awaiting the test. Beautiful spinning kick to Bryan Keith from Gino. And a rodeo DDT! A rodeo DDT! Bryan Keith caught him! Over cover! 2! Broken up there at the last possible moment. And a hurricanrana and a moonsault. Oh my goodness. And a dive to the outside. All 6 of these men putting it all on the line. Oh! And El Mascara from the sky. Bryan Keith a stunner on the outside of Sajibran. And I think we're gonna see it. El Mascara going up top. Is he gonna hit it? Perched up high. Beautiful shooting star press. Picture perfect. 2, 3, and they win. Bryan Keith, Skyline, and El Mascara. And Gino hits the showers. Well, the Lone Ranger of the Row and the current Reality of Wrestling champion, along with his teammates Skyline and El Mascara, winning our main event at this very special edition of Reality of Wrestling, Lucha Libre in Texas City. I'm Brad Gilmore, and we will see you soon here at the Reality of Wrestling.